Welcome back to the Midwest Street Cars YouTube channel. I'm Chief. That's Winnie. This is Midwest Street Cars. One of the comments from the last video said if I did that, the YouTube algorithm would give me a pot of gold. So we'll see what happens. I'll be looking for that. Check the mailbox every day. You better be right, buddy. Anyway, so we went to a race. This was we've been really busy, by the way. This whole moving and shop thing is just, it's a lot of work. A lot of work. Fun and rewarding, but a lot of work. A couple weeks before Christmas, we went down to Dallas for a race. We took my car. The Swedes were in town, as we've talked about in the last couple videos. The two guys, Henrik and Nissi, that won the Stockholm Open 2024 and basically won everything they entered in 2024. You know, they're just killers, dominators on the street. They were in America. Maybe the only time we ever get to see them. They're like family. We had a blast with those guys. We took them out, gave them, you know, showed them the city, well, what there is to show of it, and fed them some big American barbecue and some sweet tea, and then we took them testing, and then the ultimate goal was to take them to a race. And it just so happens that there was a race happening at that time. So we decide we're taking them to the race. We went testing for a couple days. Car did great. Everything's cool. At the end of testing, we felt like, you know, now's as good a time as any. So we're taking them to Dallas. The guy putting on the race, you may recognize. We did a video here last year, I think. We took Jackie's car down to Dallas for a cash days, and the guy putting on the race, his name was Dan. That's the guy. So there's only one race that we knew of in the area that was happening while the Swedes were in town. With that said, we decide to give Dan a second chance. Really against our better judgment here, against our gut. Dan he messed up when we took Jackie's car down there, and he, you know, put us on that gravel one-lane road and wouldn't let us run in the lane that we drew. You know the story. If you don't, go back and watch the video. It was a bunch of drama at cash days last time we went down there. But we're all about second chances here at Midwest Street Cars. You know, look around. All these cars got second chances. The cats, ourselves, we are all about it. And we feel like maybe Dan has changed. We did a little bit of homework. We asked around. We heard that Dan put on a race a couple weeks before this. Spots were killer. They were even. The race went great. Fast passes, wheels up, you know, all the cool stuff that you want in a cash days in Dallas, especially. So we were like, you know what? Hey, maybe him taking a year off has done some good for him. So we're going to give him a second chance. To be honest, though, it was more about just going to a race with Nygren Motorsports here, you know, Henrik and Nissi with them here. We just wanted to, you know, go to a race. I would be a little bit upset if I went to Sweden. The only time I'll ever go to Sweden, probably, you know what I mean? I go all the way over there, I go to see them, and there's a race on the street 2 hours from their house, and they don't want to go because they don't like the flagger. Like, that would be stupid. So I wouldn't want to do, you know, I wouldn't want to do that to them either. So we're going to the race. So we're headed to Dallas. We got the Swedes with us. We're taking my car on small tires for DFW cash days, hopefully in some, you know, Dallas, Fort Worth, concrete industrial park. You know what I mean? Like, just the craziest, fastest spot you've ever seen. That's where we're headed. Let's get into the video.
Everybody stay safe. No stupid shit. It's a pretty good road. Let's just go over a few things. If I got cars on the line, cops are called. Cops, you know, we got calls. Cops are coming from whatever way. Say they're coming from the top and we're racing right around this road. Spectators, do yourself a favor and don't run. You look like a fool. You look like cockroaches when you do. Second, get in the fucking road and block these cars. A cop cannot get to that driver if you're standing in the middle of the fucking road.
Block the driver on the wrong
side. So I don't care if you stand there and slowly start walking back here.
Tie your shoes. It's like, I gotta tie my shoes.
Let's get our cars out of the fucking road. So, second, I never run from the cops. So a lot of y'all already know this. Some places you go, cops show up, everybody fucking scatters. I want to talk to the cop. A lot of times the cop says, you know what, I don't care if y'all race here. Sometimes says, guess what, guys? Y'all need to leave. Y'all go to another spot.
Quick side note here from the driver's meeting. That was the driver's meeting, or some of it, if you're paying attention. Couple weird things you should notice here, like the Santa suit. What's up with that? I don't know. I know when I was putting on cash days, I never had time to be going out and finding a Santa suit. Maybe he did all his homework early and he had time to put on a Santa suit. You gotta love Dan. I mean, you don't have, I mean, nobody loves Dan, but you know, you gotta laugh. I mean, he literally calls the spectators in the driver's meeting and tells them that they, if they run from the cops, they're cockroaches. And then he tells them how badass he is because he doesn't run from the cops. I find that hilarious because he drove a $1,200 Kia to the race. So yeah, why would you run from the cops? It would cost them more to tow your car than it would to buy another one. So, P.S. You know, this is like whatever, just a little side note, just a little throw that out there. But you can't stand there on the top of the steps in a Santa suit and with nothing but your flashlight in your hand and say how badass you are because you don't run from the cops. Just so you know, if the cops show up, I'm bailing. Like, I'm faster than this.
Let me see. Let me see it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
We decided that whatever color you have, that's the shit lane. Like Dan hasn't chosen yet.
No, they haven't figured it out yet.
So you drew the memory loss guy?
Yes.
Which is the white
Camaro, nice car. Yes.
That's the car that I raced last year in Dallas.
Yeah, gonna really suck if he beats me because you beat him, and then that means you're faster than me.
Yeah, Ricer Math would say that I would beat you.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna do our best. We do got the lane they say is no good, but you never know that till you make a lick in it. Okay, I believe we drew the fourth chip, right lane, against the memory loss Camaro. Another little throwback from the last time we were in a Dallas Cash Days with Jackie's car. She drew the memory loss Camaro first round. So no pressure, you know what I mean? No pressure, but I can't lose this race because if I do, by Ricer Math, I have just lost to that. Because you know how Ricer Math goes. If this dude beats me and she beat him, well, then she beats me. Rock, paper, scissors, you know what I mean? Bob's your uncle. She's faster than me, and I should go nitrous. So we're not going to lose to this guy. The lanes do look better than the last time I was at this spot. Usually this spot is all rubber in the left lane, no rubber, and plenty of dirt in the right lane. But today, I mean, you know, they look better. I don't know what that means, but they do look better. So we'll see. Well, you saw it. We suck again. We sucked. God, we sucked. Kicked the tires right off the button. Kicked the car a little to the right. Left tire was spinning more, or left tire didn't have as much traction. Right tire was trying to drive around it, so it kind of kicked that way. I tried to pedal it, tried to get back in it. It was over. It was over. So now by Ricer math, Jackie is faster than me because she beat that car and that car beat me. So now Jackie's faster than me and I got to live with that forever. Nope, no big deal. But no, we sucked. I don't think the lane, it's definitely the left lane supposedly better and everybody says the right lane sucks so bad, blah, blah, blah. That's very possible. The groove is tighter in the left, whatever. What happened with our car really, didn't have much to do with that. It did because the dirt was in the right lane and it wasn't in the left lane or the concrete dust or whatever that was on my tire. But, it was there, the pass before me or two passes before me, whatever, whoever that was, either ripped the concrete up or ripped the rubber up and there was dirt under the rubber or dust or gravel or sheetrock. I don't know. It was muck, white muck. I don't know. It was just everywhere. And so Jackie made the decision when we got up there to move us over out of that stuff for the burnout. That way we do a burnout away from the muck and then we back up away from the muck. And then Bob's your uncle, no muck. And that plan was going perfectly. We pulled up there. We did the burnout. We were right where we needed to be. Burnout went to the left of the muck. We missed it. Everything was good. Somewhere after that is where things got crossed up. Whoever was in the back that was directing Jackie to give me the directions to turn the steering wheel, I don't know if they couldn't see the tire. It was really smoky. They couldn't see the tire or something happened. Or there was a language barrier. I don't know. Maybe the directions were metric and Jackie didn't understand them. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't know what happened. But I do know that when we backed up right into the muck. Right. And if you couldn't have done it better if you were trying to hit the muck. If we were trying to hit the muck, we bullseyed that muck. And so we basically just picked all the muck up, put it on the tires, and then realized our mistake that we were in the muck and we weren't in the rubber. They made the executive decision to move the car over. They said, to Jackie, they said, hey, he needs to get over. So they pulled me back forward through the muck. Make sure we get out. If we're gonna suck, we're gonna be the best at it. So if we're gonna pick up the muck, we're gonna pick it all up. So we rode back through the muck, and we move the car over, and then we back up right in the good burnout rubber with the muck. Solid. If that was our goal, we nailed it because we had the muck, all the muck. The tire was mucked up. What are you going to do? We mucked up. White muck. I don't know. Long story, even longer, shorter, whatever, however you want to say it. Were the lanes uneven? Sure, everybody says they are. I didn't get to make a pass in that lane, so I don't really know. Technically, yes, because the right lane had the muck and the left lane didn't have the muck. But I think, I don't think that my kicking the tire had a whole lot to do with, normal lane choice stuff. Because no road's going to be perfect. No track's going to be perfect. As long as they're close enough to where I can gamble on my lane, then I'm good with it. But in this situation, though, even if we had a chance in that lane, we took that chance away from ourselves with our procedures. So, that's racing. Shit happens. Whatever. I'm not going to love me in the morning. Nothing but love for the memory loss Camaro guys, the owner, the driver. They're all great dudes. Their crew, they're all great dudes. Good guys. We have fun with those guys. We like racing with them. They're hardcore. They're street to the core. They get down on the street for sure. And it was a good time. So now we're out. We get to put on our spectator hats and watch a little racing. Wagner's still in. He managed to, all the way down through there, and he's still in. So we're going to cheer on Wagner and the memory loss guys and see what happens. Gotta try something. That was wild looking. Never seen no shit like that in my life.
Left lane!
What lane?
Left lane.
Oh, that's what I figured.
But he just pulled it all the way over here and tried something different.
I saw that. Why would he do that, Dan? You don't know?
Hey,
You don't know why somebody would do that?
Jason Rank likes it over here.
Who the fuck are you talking about? He's not even here.
Right.
If Jason Rank was here, he wouldn't pick this lane either. Call him and ask him. Last time he was here, he said, I got the shit lane.
Right. But there was no rubber down on this lane last time. 0.
Well, I mean, it's so good now that guy didn't even want to be in it.
Well, 3 cars back to back went A to B. Pretty nice.
Then it must be me. It must be Wagner and me then, huh? He just said there was A to B. He just said there was A to B. What do you mean? I don't know if you saw that, but that was Wagner. He drew the right lane, and he was so, I don't know the word for it, perturbed, frustrated. He decided that he knew what was going to happen in the mucked up lane. This is a 4-lane road, so it's 2 lanes on the left, 2 lanes on the right. They race, over. He decided that he's going to go here. So he's right next to the flagger and no rubber, no, not one burnout, nothing. He moved completely. He didn't move like a little bit out of the muck. Like he moved a lane out of the muck, and it was hilarious. It didn't do him any favors. I mean, he didn't win, but I feel like he kind of knew what was going to happen either way. At the end of the night, you got guys that are out there like Whalen and Wagner and those guys, and those guys are fast. If they draw that left lane and you don't have the same or similar surface in the right lane, it's just a matter of time before you have to race them and get beat. So, or you draw the left lane all night and you could possibly, win the whole thing. It could go either way. That's the other thing about it. You could draw that lane all night and you could, make good passes and you could win. So could go either way. That's street racing. That's why winning a street race is so hard, because there's so many factors against you. It's not just changing spots and running from cops and, surfaces and flaggers, doing their own, ego things and whatever. Like, it's just part of it, man. The street, it's so hard to win a street race because 9 million things have to go right, and just one thing has to go wrong for you to lose it. But that's why we love it. If it was all, rainbows and chocolate cookies, nobody'd give a fuck. Wagner says that he had to try something. I said, what are you doing? Why would you do that? He said, we gotta try something. But I think Wagner's just a really nice guy. And I think that that's a nice guy's way of protesting the spot and the lanes. That's a nice guy's way of protesting, is just be a complete asshole silently, move out of, basically say, your spot that you took us to and your lane and your groove sucks so bad then I'm going to go in this one over here that no one's ever tried. I'm going to do that because I know what's going to happen over there. It was hilarious. I've been to a lot of street races. I've seen guys move out of the rubber. I've seen guys move out of the groove. I've seen guys line up to the right or to the left, or, you know, I've seen a lot. We've done a lot of crazy stuff. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff, but I don't know that I've ever seen that one where a guy just completely goes to the virgin, like the virgin lane by himself and makes a pass. It was hilarious. So there you have it. Races are over. Wasn't a huge car count, but it was a good time. The Swedes got to go to a Cash Days in Texas on the street. That was the main goal. And, you know, having fun, experiencing cool stuff with new people and new friends, and, you know, making memories, man. That's what's cool. Racing's racing, and you always want to win, and it sucks to lose, but at the same time, you know, sometimes you just want to take somebody to a street race, and that's the main goal. And we did that, and it was great. We laughed and joked. We had a good time with those guys and their family, you know. And they came up to me after the race, and they're like, "Oh man, I think we may have messed this up, or I hope you don't think that we screwed you over, or whatever." And I was like, "Dude, it's what? You know how many of these races I've lost over the years? I've won everything else there is to win. I've won as much money you can win in a year, street racing, whatever. I've won big track races and no prep races. And, you know, if you can win it, I've done it. And this is just another Dallas Cash Days that I didn't win. And it's not, you know, it's going to happen. It's been happening for 20 years. It's not a big deal. And I'll go to another one. And I'll feel the same way, like I'm going to win every time I go. That's who I am. But no, it had nothing to do with, you know, I'm not, even if I thought it had something to do with somebody that was with me, I wouldn't put that on them. You know, we mucked it up. That's how it goes. So, and there's a million things, you know, it doesn't matter. What matters is we had a good time with our friends, period. Big congrats to Waylon and his team, Patello, all those guys. They put on a clinic, you know. They did what they did. They did their thing. They looked great doing it. And we talked to them a long time after the race, too. And they're, you know, fun guys to be around, fun to talk to. It was a good time. Congrats to him for winning the race. He's been on a pretty good run lately. He's won some pretty good races. So you can't really say, you know, it really doesn't matter. Like, one of the faster street race guys around here won. So it shook out fine. Dan is an idiot. That's part of it. But it's not his fault necessarily that we lost that race. Now, I don't know that we could have, if we had drew Waylon and he was in the left and we were in the right, I don't know that with the situation going on in the right lane, I don't know that we would have had anything for him. That, you know, that's going to be Dan's fault for picking that spot, but that was our fault. We sucked. Whatever. It happens. But you know, what's funny though, is that Dan was out there, arguing and campaigning for that lane all night. And he's saying, oh no, it's a good road. It's good. Jason Rank, when he was here, he said that was his favorite lane, which is total bullshit. Like, you know, last time Rank was there, I was texting Rank when it was going down. And he was like, fuck one lane road, we got the shit lane, we're going home early, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. It is what it is. But Dan just kept trying to tell me that, you know, three guys made A to B passes in that lane, and, you know, the road's fine. And we just laughed it off. We were already out, so whatever. But the very next day, I guess some of the other racers had expressed their concerns with that spot and his decision to take us to that spot when everybody knows that spot is notoriously a one-lane road. It's a coin flip road. Everybody knows it. It's that, you know, you can ask any street racer around in the 5-state area, and they know Lancaster is a one-lane road. The next day, he issued an apology to everybody and said, I will never, ever, ever hold another race at that road. The lanes just aren't anywhere near equal, and just so you guys know, that'll never happen again. That's all. That's, you know, there you go. The campaigning for it that night and arguing with people saying that road was fine, not cool. Taking us to the road that you know is a one-lane road, not cool. Spending your entire weeknights after work looking for a Santa suit rather than checking roads, not cool. But owning it the next day and apologizing and saying, hey, it'll never happen again. I screwed up. I'm good with that. You know, that's part of it. We're going to call him Third Chance Dan. You never know. One of these days, we're going to need to go to street racing. He's going to be holding one, so who knows. But it is what it is. All in all, though, still a good time. Getting to hang out with everybody is always a good time. Getting to see my, gay lover. Sorry. All in all, though, it's still a good time. It's a street race. Still beats any day at work. You know what I mean? It's still a good time. And we got to, show the Swedes a little bit about what we deal with on a daily basis on the street around here. And we got to hang out with them and share stories. And anytime I get to hang out with Cody and Wagner and those guys, hard to beat it, man. Street racing in America, in Texas, with my girl and a bunch of hardcore street racers and some hardcore street racers from another continent, country, planet. I don't know, wherever they're from, a far, far away land. Really, really cool. We're not letting this one get to us. We're moving on. We're already past it. And now we just keep working to get ready for better weather and get the cars ready to go and the shop and tools and everything in order. And we're going to hit them hard. Thanks again to all you guys for sticking with us and supporting the channel. We appreciate it. We love you guys. Can't say it enough. Well, bye.